Filmspringa!
Hey, Brynne, have you seen Steel Magnolias?
Oh my god, yes, I love that movie.
Jonsey, you've seen it, right?
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
You've seen Dracula, right?
Oh, I love that movie. It's so good.
Lena, you've seen it.
What do you think? Filmspringa!
Hey, Brynne, have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh my god, Weekend at Bernie's saved my life.
Jonsey, you have to have seen it.
Oh my god, no, I haven't. Of course not. You've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the best.
That movie scared the out of me when I was a
You know,
kid.
did it scare the out of you? I have not seen that one, and I will be praying for all of your souls.
It's your Filmspringa, Lena.
Haven't seen it.
It's showtime!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Filmspringa, the podcast about all of your favorite films and your sheltered friend that's never seen them. I am Tony, and I'm here with... Hello?
Hey, I'm Brynne. Yeah. I don't know what's happening, guys. I'm
And
Brynne.
our
Hey.
sheltered friend.
I'm Lena,
Yes.
the sheltered friend.
And we're back this week. We took a little break last week, but we're back. And this week, we are going back to the 90s with one of Brynne and I's favorite movies from when we were growing up or teenagers. It is the 1991 coming-of-age comedy, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Yay!
Peak 90s.
Yeah, 91, right at the beginning, it came out, and it was very different watching it so many years later than when I originally watched it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into it. I'm curious because Brynne, you're a mom. I'm just curious your take on this.
I had many thoughts about the mother in this movie.
Me too, which I didn't
So
on the
did
first
I.
time. I
The
was
first
like,
one, I was like,
if
rad.
anything, this film is just about bad parenting.
Yeah,
Yes.
so my main, right off the bat, is Christina Applegate is worried about paying utilities for this house.
I know.
She's like, turn the air off. I pay the bills. And it's like, your mom would not leave without making sure the utilities were paid.
I know this mom was horrible, but let's watch the trailer before
sorry,
we
let's
really
watch the
dive
trailer.
into this problematic
Taking it back.
parenting movie.
It's giving me
When's your mom leaving for Australia? Oh, in about an hour and a half. She's leaving you guys. I'm getting rid of her for 2 whole months. I can go to the beach. I can stay out as late as I want. I can do anything. I'm a free woman.
Hi. Hello to you. I'm Mrs. Jurek. I'm the babysitter. What? All right, you little maggots, now line up.
Are you serious?
I'll make your summer a living.
Ow! Hey!
TV rots your brain.
It's time we let her know the rules. Yeah, we outnumber her. Let's kick some butt. Mrs. Sturek! Miss Sturek?
Oh, my God.
She died in her sleep.
They'll probably blame us. Hey, be careful.
I got her.
No, I mean my skateboard.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead.
Rock and roll!
Now, Christina Applegate and her brother
What?
bounce back for a summer with
How's my baby?
no rules,
In your dreams, babe.
no curfews, no nagging, no pulse.
Oh, how you doing, Mom? No, Mrs. Sturak's not here. She went to the yarn store.
So, what do you guys want for breakfast?
Cheese omelet.
SpaghettiOs. Breakfast is served. Mow the lawn today, and don't forget to do the dishes, okay?
Dishes are done, man.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead.
Wow, totally 90s.
and this takes me right back.
It
to
does.
being
So
young.
this came out in 91, starred Christina Applegate, Joanna Cassidy, Josh Charles, which is from The Good Wife, the TV show, which I was obsessed with, David
Loved him in
Duchovny,
that.
which I totally forgot he was
David
in.
Duchovny.
With
Yeah.
a ponytail.
I know. Ugh.
Him.
So the film did okay in the box office. The budget was $10 million, and I think it made $25. but it was panned by the critics. The critics hated this film for so many reasons.
It's a bad premise.
Yeah, and one, it came off the heels of what's it called, Home Alone, and so they had that to compete with. I know, and then Risky Business.
Risky
wasn't
Business,
there
yeah.
also a movie in that time frame where like kids got locked in a mall or a superstore or something like that?
Yeah, there
what
was a
it?
carpool movie.
Was it
where
called
they
Carpool?
Yeah, it was called Carpool. They drove through a mall. And then there was that movie where the kids locked their parents in the basement.
Yeah,
We should
I
do
remember that movie, but I don't
That
remember
movie
the
was
name
rad.
of it.
It was like a
God.
parent trap, but with kidnapping.
So the brother in this movie, Keith Cogan, who plays Kenneth, I find it funny because in I think it was '89, he was in Adventures in Babysitting, playing the brother in that.
Yep.
And then here he is in this film. But in this film, I mean, so it didn't do well, but once it got to VHS and it got to cable TV, it blew up. Like it is a cult following. People love this film.
Vividly remember the feet and the porch and Christina Applegate with the attitude on the cover in Blockbuster.
Yes, me too.
Yes. And then I remember the I feel fine. Dragging the line. I remember that from the trailer and the previews.
Yeah.
This is also one of the movies I was actually aware of at the time and aware of my friends being able to watch
and not enjoying.
You. Yeah, like not at the movie theater per se, but like they got to watch it at sleepovers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I want to know
what's going on. I know this film. Oh, it was originally going to be called The Real World. Did you know that? But MTV got mad because The Real World TV show came out in '92. So they changed the name to Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. The writer, who also wrote Melrose Place and one other big show back then, I can't remember it right now, but did not like the name Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. But on Johnny Carson made a joke about the name after on the Tonight Show, and a lot of people got interested in the film, and then the creator of the film was like, okay, I'm okay with the name because it's such a bizarre name.
Such a bizarre name, and it's it's too long and it's overly explanatory.
You already know what's gonna happen.
Also, it has so little to do with the actual film.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the first 10 minutes, and then it's referenced at the end. Like
exactly.
You know, it's not like I kind of thought and predicted a situation like Jawbreaker where they're trying to cover up the babysitter being dead. Like that's what the title made me think of.
Yeah.
Okay, can I give a quick synopsis?
That's what I was just gonna say. Brynne, let us know kind of what the film is about.
So for those of you who haven't seen this, Christina Applegate is like a bitchin' teenager wearing cherry red lipstick and her bitchin' outfits, but all of her friends are going to Europe for the summer. Why can't she go? Because her selfish mom is taking a 2-month tour of Australia with her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And so Christina Applegate thinks she's just going to bum around and be left in charge, but no, the mom gets a surprise babysitter. All right, now we think mayhem's going to ensue with the babysitter. No, immediately the babysitter's mean, then she dies. So
just dies.
callously dump this woman's body, which psychologically this is a lot for these kids. Christina Applegate has 12 brothers and sisters?
Yeah, there's a shit ton of these kids.
It made me think of your family, Brynne.
This is my family. Yeah, this mom leaves conservatively a baker's dozen of her children at home alone.
Yeah.
And then Christina Applegate has to go to work to be able to pay the bills because they don't want to call their mom in Australia and say,
hey mom, the babysitter's dead.
It's the titular. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. And then so she gets initially a corn dog job. She doesn't like it. Then she decides she's going to fancy up her resume and get a high-powered fashion job in the world of uniform fashion.
Yeah.
It's mass production of
it seems like they don't design. It seems like a sweatshop.
Yeah.
And so she's an executive assistant. She is smoking. She's getting hit on. She's having sweet, dry, wet martinis. And then, hilarity ensues then.
Yeah.
And then it's like
And then
not
all
the
hell
summer she
breaks.
expected,
No.
right?
And
No.
mind you, she is 17, right? She's supposed to be
17 years
17.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And
supposed to be
the thing that really good, okay, when I first watched this movie was a long time. We'll get into that. But the one thing that really stuck out was like, all of this happened in 2 months, 8
in
weeks?
2 months.
Really?
Okay, that timeline is not
So-
even played out in the film because she gets one paycheck and we know
One.
she's paid 2 times a month.
But
And
then
so,
she
yeah.
worked at the hot dog place. The old lady had to die. I mean, to me, there's nothing realistic about this film.
This
Now
is-
watching it as an adult, I'm like, what was I thinking as a
on
teenager?
the
That's
on the
what
low
makes it a
end.
quintessential 80s /
Yeah.
early 90s film.
Oh,
It's
so
like
true.
only in that era are you like
I could get away
buying
with this
all
shit.
this stuff, right?
If like montages are dog years,
Mhm.
there are like every montage is 7 years. In this movie.
So true. Oh man. But Brynne, when did you first watch this film? Let's get to that.
Yeah, I saw this film when I was like 10.
Okay.
And I don't think it's that bad.
No.
But I remember begging my mom, like, because this was like Christina Applegate, Married with Children.
Yeah.
And
I
she
wasn't
was
allowed
like,
to watch that either.
So of course not.
Of course not.
I was barely allowed to watch that. I mean, I still was, but
Yeah.
and like I remember going and I'm just like seeing the trailer and like she's got those like shoulder pads on and then I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Oh, I know.
And my brothers and sisters just like freaking out, like we need to see this, and then watching it and just being delighted. I think we made our parents watch this movie like 20 times from Blockbuster. It was like rewind. And remember back in the day, it took like half as long to rewind the movie as it did to watch the movie.
Yes.
So my poor parents just stuck with us on rewind, watching like this corn dog fashion movie that my parents were like, "What? How are we raising our children?"
Yeah, like,
So my parents like had no problem showing me like sexy movies or like horror movies, but
Yeah.
this movie they were like unbelievable and dumb. Like they almost didn't let us watch it just because they were like,
Because
"This
it was
is
so stupid.
No, I'll tell you, it's not because it was so stupid. It was because they were like, shit, we can never leave our children alone. This is what will happen.
Oh no, they left us
Like,
alone all the time. If anything, this
Yeah.
was an explain. My parents would love that. They're like, "Yeah, get a job.
Get
Like
a
if we left
job.
you, we're leaving you all the time. And you guys are doing nothing. There are no fashion shows going on at our
Nothing.
house. You are not paying.
You're not
any
learning to
utilities.
cook and
not-
making Belgian
yeah.
waffles. What the hell, kids?
Yeah,
we
you're
leave
not-
you alone all the time. No one has watched Julia Child.
No.
yeah, you're not doing French twists. You're not
Yeah.
doing any. You're not taking bubble baths. You guys are
What
just
the
being
fuck?
dumb kids.
No
You're
one
not
bought
learning
me
that-
an entertainment center.
Taxes and TPI reports
From Japan.
From Japan. Yeah, but I just remember everything about this movie. Rewatching it made me so happy.
Did it?
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, because it's just my childhood. And just like I remember thinking that this was the coolest thing. And like being Christina Applegate would be so cool. And this movie was just like everything.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it and like, it is dumb. I watched it with a date. And he's like, what is happening? He's like, I would rather go back to Spirited Away.
Instead
And
of
Had
this
he never
bullshit.
seen this?
No, he had never seen it, no.
Huh.
Oh,
And
interesting.
what was that other movie that we did that like my date was like, I do not understand anything
Barbarella.
that's happening."
Barbarella.
Barbarella. He's like, I would rather be entertained in
I'm
that way.
curious if your date's like, I gotta question this girl's taste in movies.
He gets excited about it
didn't
now.
like this one. He didn't like this one.
Better than the
He
other.
liked this one less than Barbarella.
He no, he didn't. Because he's like, at least Barbarella was like giving us like looks, and we were like, "What's happening?" And he's like, "This is just so dumb."
So dumb. Oh my god, that's funny.
But then when I started to try and like point out flaws in it, he's like, "Don't do that to yourself. You love this movie."
Yeah.
Aw,
Aw, that is
he
kind of
sounds
cute.
like a keeper.
Maybe.
Maybe.
At least for now.
But yeah, what about you, Tony? When did you first see
I
this
watched it young.
film?
Like it came out in 91, so I think I didn't watch it till it came out on VHS. I was gonna say VH1,
Maybe it did.
VHS, and I remember renting it when I would stay at my grandfather's house because we got to do pretty much whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And I was in high school, and of course I was like, oh my god, yes, I want my parents to leave and have the run of the mill. And then I thought if Christina Applegate could do it, I could do it. I could get a job in fashion and all of that. But I've always been a Christina Applegate fan of everything she's done. And I remember I was obsessed with Married with Children and tried to watch it whenever I can because of Christina Applegate and of course Peg Bundy. All of it.
Did your mom let you watch it, or was that something?
Oh
you
no,
had
we
seen?
snuck that. No way. She would be no. That was a definite no. But when this came out, Christina Applegate was doing Married with Children, so I was excited to see her in a lead role. So when I first saw it, I just thought it was so fun and stupid and over the top. Like I didn't really realize this wasn't like reality. To me, it was like a fantasy when I watched it. And I love the movie, and I've watched it throughout the years here and there, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. So sitting down and watching it now, I was like, wow, this movie has a lot of issues.
Wild. It is
And
wild.
it reminded me a lot, like I related to it because I was a latchkey kid. My mom was always working, so we came home, took care of ourselves, I took care of my brothers and sisters, like made dinner, took care of everything. That's how it was back in the early 80s, 90s when I was growing up.
And we were on our own in the 90s.
So not a thing. Like,
Not now, no.
Like I told kids that are like young adults now, they're like, no, that would have never happened. And I'm just like, that was such a normal thing growing up. Like we weren't, because my parents were so protective, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. But
my parents didn't care about
still, it was
my
so
mom was like,
normal.
No. Yeah, that's what really I remembered a lot watching this was like, I could have done that. I was on my own. I had to go grocery shopping. I had to make
plates 100%. I told my date 100%. I told my date, I was like, I will be getting a nanny for Flynn, a babysitter, conservatively until she is 22 years old.
There you go. But this film, I mean, watching it again now, I had fun watching it because it was just so 90s and reminded me of like high school, being around that age. And the one part of the film I still love, and even watching it now, I realize it is probably absolutely stupid, is the fashion show. Oh, her eyebrows.
The fashion show,
yeah. I'm like, who in their right mind is gonna dress like that as a nurse? Who?
It is nuts.
It is stupid.
And I was watching this thinking, these are adults. This is an adult costume designer.
Yes.
This isn't really Christina Applegate. Like, this is an adult costume designer thinking, wow, this is what would really blow the buyers away.
Exactly.
It was an actual fashion person sketching this out. Like, and this is a nurse with like a feather pen. Like,
exactly.
Lives.
That and then like the bow pop outfits and everything. I'm like, what the hell? It's so dumb. And I love that Christina Applegate's whole premise of the movie, the way that she has to get a job, is only based off of pizza. If she would have flipped that pizza a different way, it would have been the brother getting a job.
Oh my God. But can you imagine how horrible that would have been? Like, he would have gotten like a pizza delivery job
and called it a
day. Like lost the job, ate all the pizzas.
He couldn't have broken into
the movie.
the upper echelons of mass productive uniform fashion design. There's no way.
Well, actually, Keith Cogan, who plays Kenneth in the movie, he auditioned for the brother, and he was 22 at the time, and he didn't get the role originally. He came back dressed as a stoner with like long hair and a wig and all that, and they cast him. Yeah, they were like, oh, there it is. And Christina Applegate was 18 when she did this film, so
yeah, she looks like it.
She looks so young, so young in this film. But I still thoroughly enjoyed it. And the thing, the original script, the idea that the writer had was that this was kind of a mystery of how the babysitter died because all of the kids were suspects and they all had different motives for killing the babysitter, and the movie was based around that.
That's what I thought the title lent to.
Yeah.
There was going to be much more about the babysitter and dying and like covering it up and trying to get away with it.
Yeah, a much more interesting, I think. And it would have set it apart from all of like risky. Well, the movie was based off of Risky Business. That's where the writers got the idea.
Well, I haven't seen that movie either, so let's add it to the list.
And instead of Christina Applegate becoming a pimp, she just, works in uniform design.
Uniform design.
What is Risky Business? Is he a teenager who becomes a pimp?
Yes. Tom Cruise. Hello. I can't with her. I can't. It's when he's the whole white briefs, pink button down Oxford, that whole scene.
I thought that was just what you do when you have the house to yourself.
Oh, that was from
It has
Risky
nothing
Business.
to do with being a pimp.
Yeah.
Yes, when you are trafficking women, that's what you do when you're home alone.
Oh, with Rebecca De Mornay. Remember
Rebecca De Mornay in that subway scene?
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's okay. That's a whole nother movie that we're going to have to cover on the show at some point.
Did you guys notice that when she's working at the hot dog place, the manager comes in, he's all happy, and Christina Applegate goes, "Oh, somebody just got finished reading Dianetics."
Yeah.
I never caught that as a kid.
You didn't?
That was like a Scientology reference.
I know.
Yes, I grabbed Chris. I was like, "That's a Scientology reference."
There's a lot of like so memorable lines. Of course, everybody knows I'm right on top of that, Rose. But there is one part of the film that I'm like, I'm going to use that anytime anybody asks me anything. I'm just going to go, I don't know. I'm just a temp. For every answer. Yeah. Anybody asks me anything, I'm just going to go, I don't know. I'm just a temp.
I love that.
I mean, I have been a temp. I was a temp when I first moved to San Diego for about a year and a half. So I already had that in my repertoire.
Yeah. Would you like at the bar when they go, would you like another drink? I don't know. I'm just a temp. That's all I'm going to use it for everything.
I also love that part where she just bites David Duchovny's head off for no reason. I was like, what? The scene was so out of character and context for all the other scenes. Like all of a sudden she's just like, she's smoking. Yeah. And we've never seen her smoke before. And I was just like, I'm an executive level assistant. And I was like, why are you being such a bitch to this dude?
Yeah.
That's not true, because I noted she is smoking.
Are you being hostile with me?
Yes.
Okay.
You deserve it.
She was smoking what?
She was smoking earlier?
Okay, I noted this because I was like, what kind of shitty mom is this?
Oh, I was just going to bring this up. She's smoking in front of the
very beginning, when the mom is like saying her farewells to them going to Australia, which she's only taking a briefcase. What?
The rest of the luggage is in the car.
She is smoking on a lawn chair as she says goodbye to her mom, because I was like, she's smoking right in front of her mom. She's 17. Like, what the hell? Because she's still smoking the same cigarette when the babysitter comes up. Yeah. And then the babysitter is like, takes it out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah,
so, she's been smoking throughout the film. But yeah, I was in shock because I was like, she's a 17-year-old smoking in front of her mom, and her mom doesn't care at all.
This, like I said, this film is about bad parenting.
And it's the 90s. Nobody
you know what? That's true, Brynne. I wonder if this was, now that I think back, would this be okay in the 90s? Wasn't this loose for us? Our parents were this like, yeah,
our we're going to do it anyway. Go down the street, go to the store, buy a carton of milk.
Yeah.
It was an early 90s film, because
91.
there was a lot that made me think, 80s. And I'm like, oh yeah, 91.
No. Yeah, early.
So
I feel
CD
like this
player
was acceptable.
That was multiple CDs.
Yes. I feel like this was acceptable treatment of children for like late 70s, all of the 80s, and early 90s.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But I don't know. The film, there's just so many things I'm like, and then they buy the entertainment center, the petty cash. I mean,
petty cash.
Petty cash. There's a drag queen called Petty Cash.
Oh my gosh.
Drag queen name.
So I believe so, yeah. Petty Cash.
That's a great name.
Isn't it a great name?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. But you know what time it's for? I think it's time for it.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Let's start.
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Maddow. I spend an hour with her every single day.
I once played a drinking game with
Celine Dion, Liza Minnelli, Cher, Laura Dern. I don't know her.
Who would you say is the most famous person in your phone?
my good friend
She's like, bye, I'm out.
addiction to back tattoos.
I have the best Lady Gaga story of all time.
Hate him, loathe her, over them, cancel it, tell me everything.
All right, this is the part of the show. This is our version of 6 Degrees. It's called Name Drop. We're going to pick an actor from this movie and then our next one and see if we can make the connection. So from this movie, I think we should pick Josh Charles, who plays Brian. Yes? Agree? Okay. And then Brynne, who's going to be the actor from the boyfriend. Yeah. Who's going to be the actor from the next movie?
I think that we are going to do Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, there you go, people. If you can do the 6 stars name drop, 6 degrees. Let's see. I don't know if I could.
All right, let's do it.
Because I am the only one, Josh Charles, I remember. He was in The Good Wife, which I really, really love. That's such a good show. It is such a
Loved
good
that show. Loved
Yeah.
him in that show. Refused, spoiler alert, to watch the season where he gets...
Oh, knocked out. It was, I stopped.
I've never seen that show.
Well,
You
I
have
took
just
a
ruined it for
break
me.
after that because I was so traumatized by it.
So I was a whole
spoiled it
season
for me.
behind.
Yeah.
I said spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, are you really going to watch it, Brynne? Are you
Well,
really gonna
Okay, well,
watch
this could be my Filmspringa. This could be my TV Springa.
There you go.
I've never
Okay.
seen Good Wife.
Brynne, still worth watching.
It is.
Even
It's a
if
great
you-
show.
All right. Okay.
Like, even if you know that part, still worth watching.
But when he died, I was like, I can't. I was so sad. And I had to like
refuse
take
to
a
watch
break.
it.
Welcome
They're,
to the Good
like,
Wife podcast.
I know the Good Wife podcast. Welcome,
for you.
everybody. This is the Good Wife
All
podcast.
right.
All right, back to the film. So, Lena, I want to know, what did you think of the
Yes.
film, watching it for the first time?
Please.
And would this have been on the no-fly list for Mom and Pop Jones? I already know the answer 100%.
List.
They were like, let me take notes on how to be a bad parent from this film.
Oh, God. Like, okay, the son has a pot poster in his room.
Which is how
he
the
smoked-
babysitter died, because she
Because
walks
she
in
was
the
so
room and she sees Iron Maiden in the pot and she goes and has a heart attack. So
she
actually,
doesn't even see the pot. She
No.
sees the boobies.
The boobies.
She sees the Iron Maiden.
Boobies would do
She
that to
sees
you.
The pizza crust on the record player. Like,
and she
I would
goes
kept-
and has a heart attack.
Yes, I kept waiting for her to look at the door to see the pot poster and do a final like, and she never did.
Yeah.
So it was literally everything else. But yeah, no, the son alone with like pot smoking, the underage drinking. I mean, there were drag queens, which I've already stated in this podcast. I didn't even know existed until
There were
way later
I
in life.
totally forgot.
They stole the car.
Why do they have to criminalize drag queens in
Yeah,
this
I
movie?
thought that.
I actually did
Why
make
do
a
they
note of
have to criminalize
But I did
drag
like that it
queens?
was like older Liza Minnelli.
Yeah. It was Liza, Marilyn Monroe, and who is the third drag
Was it
queen?
Lucille?
Ball? I can't remember.
I didn't recognize.
Can't remember.
But I
Oh,
did
Dolly
think-
Parton. It was Dolly
Dolly
Parton.
was Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna come back in. Like I thought this was gonna be like a regular thing of like these freaking drag queens like just creating chaos in their life, and I feel like that was.
I would have watched that. That would have been great.
Like even if it wasn't. No, not even if it was a plot line, just like a sub where like they just keep popping up and like accidentally creating more
Drama.
havoc for them. Yeah, no, I totally played that out like that, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
I
But,
know. One of the drag
yeah,
queens ends
that-
up being the receptionist. That would have been a
Yes!
great plot twist. It's Liza. That's who it is, ends up being. Right?
Let's make that movie. Let's make that movie, guys.
Yeah, let's do that.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of reasons why this was on the no-fly list.
I
Even
bet.
though it was PG-13, like there were so many movies that were PG-13 that I wasn't allowed to watch, like this one. And it's clear, you know, just the teenage and childhood delinquency. The
Yeah.
fact that the middle brother has a girlfriend that he can go on dates with, like I wasn't allowed to date
That also seemed
So,
young. When they were sitting
like-
in the back of that car, that
Yeah.
seemed weird to me. I felt gross about that. I
Yeah.
thought, no, I
No,
don't like this.
I thought that was sweet. That didn't, because he wasn't being predatorial. It was more like alfalfa and
Wait a
Name.
minute, Jones. I'm going to call you out on this.
no.
You had an issue with Spring, I can't even say Spirited Away, thinking that was problematic between the two kids, but yet you're okay with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter said that little romance? Wow, Jonesy.
No, because I didn't think the little boy was being like charming Casanova. He wasn't trying to be like sexual.
Spirited Away wasn't either.
Okay, but Spirited Away kept talking about how they were in love, and I thought that was
But
weird.
he's talking about how he's in love. He buys that woman a
Diamond
diamond.
ring. He
Girl.
buys
well,
a
obviously
15-year-old.
he shouldn't have. Like, there's a whole bit in the movie about how they shouldn't have bought the things they bought, and
Yeah.
for him it was that. But like, no, I thought that his it was quaint and cute and innocent.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I felt weird about it. I felt weird about them in the back of that car. I thought, ew. And I thought that Babysitter was right.
Well, we all
Excuse
make
me.
our choices, Brynne.
Yeah, Brynne,
die on
stop
this hill.
projecting, Brynne. Stop projecting. Did you I'm sorry, my voice is like totally going, but did you like the film, Lena? Like, what did
I
you think of the
loved
film?
it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Okay,
God, I'm
so
funny
here's the
today.
thing. Now that we've talked about what my parents would think about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
let's talk
Because
about
I
me.
knew, I knew right off the bat, I was like, Jonesy's parents are not going to like this. Here is the laundry list. That was a given, even by the name of the title of the
Yes,
film.
I fully understand why this was on the no-fly list.
Yeah.
That being said, this isn't one of the movies that I actually was aware of at the time. And my friends were watching and talking about, and I was like, oh, I want to watch that movie. Like, it sounded fun.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and yes, I went right back into that kind of like pre-teen, middle school age, because that's kind of the time frame I would have been. And yeah, I loved this movie. Like, I totally slipped into the story and the time frame. Obviously, it's very problematic looking at 30 years later. I have lots to say about that parenting and those parenting choices. And like, there's lots of things where I felt like, why are you even letting this fly while you're around, much less now you're going to leave for 2 months? What?
Yeah.
It also made me sad because, like, they can't even call their parents, like their dad.
I know, where
that
was the
part
dad?
was heartbreaking. Well,
I was like, that
there
just
were
got
so
real.
many
That's very sad.
so there was a lot of implications at the beginning, at least, of like basically the dad had abandoned the family.
Oh,
Because that one, the kid's like, I want to, maybe dad will come or something, or I want dad around, and the mom's like, you don't want your dad around, not really.
Well,
So,
she's like, no, you don't. Well, and she goes, no, you don't. And the kid was like, yeah, you're right. Like,
The other thing is, we can't just blame the mom. I mean, come on, Rose hires a 17-year-old kid just based off of a resume she looked at.
She didn't know
Caroline,
she was
okay?
17. She didn't know she was 17.
She didn't even
Also,
check references. She didn't check any. She said, "You want to be my assistant? Let's go." No,
Let's
what happened to
do it,
HR
girl.
department? What happened to personnel? Nobody did a background check, checked her social.
I just assumed this was what life was like in the 80s and early 90s.
Maybe it was.
I can tell you from experience that we only just implemented background checks at my work because we were conned by many people.
God.
Because you were conned by a 17-year-old? What?
Not a 17-year-old, but we were conned
That's
several
funny.
times.
So all of the adults in this movie are just so irresponsible with kids. That's how I
I
felt.
also feel like that is telling. Not the adults in this movie are not irresponsible. They're all selfish.
Yeah, same
Oh yeah,
thing.
100%. Rose is only thinking about herself, but she also thinks that Sue Ellen is an adult. who's
True.
Smoking and doing French buns like an adult, like French twists.
That's
Okay,
true.
well, first of all, she is smoking all the time. And then secondly, everyone keeps going, do people tell you how young,
Young
you
you
look?
look? Yeah.
Which, as someone who has aged quite well till now.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. All right.
Till this show, till this specific
No,
podcast.
I would say until the past, like, maybe 3 to 4 years. But as someone who just had those natural kind of genetics for a while,
our
it
podcast
does
audience, Lena actually is 55, but looks like a
Yeah.
very young 30.
It's true.
So
It's true.
I am actually only 17, but I look like I am in my late 30s. So Lena
I am
and
actually
are the reverse.
22, but I look 65. So there you go. We're all over the
Okay,
place.
you guys keep mocking me, but you both know from theater I get cast in all the young shit until recently.
We do.
So,
Till recently. They're like, nope, she hit that line. She can't play 17 anymore.
I'm just saying, I have been someone who in their 20s, people were like, are you allowed to vote?
I've been witness to that, yes.
So, yes, I'm just saying, like, yes, Christina Applegate looked very young, and people, you should be like, what? But I've also been that young looking. And actually, one of my sisters is even younger looking and gets that all the time. Like, are you 15? And she's like, bitch, I'm 36.
She's like, I'm old.
So
I'm the opposite. They're like, ma'am, would you like the senior discount?
It first starts with ma'am, okay? Then
ma'am, would you like the senior discount? No, you don't need to show us your ID. No, I'm showing you I'm 30.
I'm just saying, like, especially the way she dressed and did her hair whenever she had to show up for work. It's that part of all the rest of the movie was plausible. There were a lot of other parts where, like, okay, why was the kid allowed to buy a whole entertainment center? Why were those guys not like, I'm sorry, is there an adult
I honestly
for this?
No, I don't think, especially back then, I don't think they cared.
No,
like,
they
"You have a
didn't.
credit
They
card
just,
number?" It's like, like remember when you used to call like Miss Cleo? Or like call the psychic hotline on your phone and you just put in a
credit card.
why do I have $1,000 charge for psychic readings hotline?
Yeah, I mean, they paid cash. They're not going to care where the cash came from. They're just gonna, there's none of it.
We'll drop it
It
off.
was a different time. It was a different time.
The biggest thing that I wasn't is that they didn't ask for any sort of documentation at the hospital.
That was the other weird thing.
You're a young woman. Take this child. Take this injured child.
Yeah.
But
you're his mom,
for
sure.
thinking on her feet, like, nope, that's my stepson. It's like, oh, okay, you have a creepy old man husband.
Also, why would that doctor ask that in the first place? Like, you're a medical doctor. You know that can't be possible. These people are at most 3 years apart. You are a medical doctor.
Well, maybe he was also being like, wow, this is a really young looking 30-year-old.
Yo.
Look young.
Right. He's like, where did you get your work done? Jeez.
Yes. So yes, long story short, I loved this movie. I was so glad to finally see it because I've been anticipating it and waiting for it and loving it from afar. And I felt like this movie didn't disappoint. Obviously, I had to not watch it from 2021 goggles.
I know.
And fully be like, okay, you're watching a movie set in a different time.
Different time, the 90s.
Yes.
The
They did
90s.
things
Can you believe
differently
that?
then.
It was.
It
Things
is
are very
30
different.
years ago. 1991 is 30 years ago.
God, that's
so we all like to think that's like 10 years ago. At least I do, but it's 30.
30. Wow, I feel real old now. Thanks, Jonsey.
We all should.
But yeah, favorite part of the film we haven't even covered is the fashion show. The climax of the whole film, a 17-year-old puts on a fashion show in the backyard of their house for all of these New York designers.
They get like people from New York and buyers, and they're like, come to my 17-year-old house. My brother
is catering.
will cater. There's no way.
Well, they already established earlier in the movie when they're like, we'll have a garage sale. And the brother is like, we live out in the boondocks. So I thought it was a total missed opportunity to like show all these big wigs in a car driving out to the boondocks and being like,
like what the
what
hell?
where are we going? Like that was a total missed opportunity for some comedic gold.
It still just cracks me up that the timeline is 2 months. All of this happens in 2 months.
2 months.
The timeline does not actually play out
at all. And the fact that we haven't even addressed the kids literally dumped this dead woman off at an old folks home, put her in a trunk, put her in a car and be like, all right, nobody thinks, hey, there is a dead woman. We should probably call the police. They're more worried about their
part
summer.
of this movie is that these children are so cavalier about death.
Yeah.
What has their mom been doing to them and teaching them?
That's
like
what I was thinking.
As long as we have the money, it's fine. Like she might be mean, but she could have a family.
She had no family, remember?
No, she says she has no family.
But extended family,
Yeah.
someone, friends.
She
This
says
woman is
she's
not
all alone.
Alone in the world. Someone needs to know this woman has died. Someone needs to tell her kin.
Nobody, nope. She just died,
She's
and then they
in,
put her
for
in a
all
trunk.
intents and purposes, an unmarked grave.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
But at least there's some people who visit her grave.
Yeah, the kids, because they feel
Yeah.
guilty. No,
No, the kids do not.
They have
the
no remorse.
mortuary workers
Yeah.
who are like, thanks for the money.
I wonder how much money the mom left them to survive for 2 months.
I know, because they were so grateful for the amount of money. So I was like,
like-
damn, there must have been like,
I mean, there was like mortgage money in there, I guess.
And
from what
utility
Christina
bills.
Applegate-
utility bills. Yes.
like, this
Oh,
is
man.
like keeping a small country afloat.
I guess. Jeez.
Well, and
she
also,
did go
if
down
you
to
know
Australia.
your kids require that much, don't leave them with your boyfriend for 2 months.
2 months is a long
CPS.
time,
Yeah.
especially when you have younger children like that.
Yeah. Would
Like-
you ever leave your kids like that, Brynne?
Not
2
no way
months?
in hell.
None? No, not now,
For
no.
2 months?
Yeah.
I left her
I know.
a week once when Flynn was younger,
Yeah.
and she was with my mom.
But what if she
and I
is a
felt that way.
teenager, like 17? You're not going to leave her for 2 months? I'll be like, peace out, girl.
Especially not when she's 17. Are you kidding?
She's like, I remember being 17. Hell
I'd rather
no.
leave her as a toddler.
And then you come
than a
back and
17.
she's working at like a law firm and
Here's what I said to my date when we were watching this movie. I was like, I would never embarrass Flynn like that in front of foreign dignitaries. If I came home to our house and she was having like, there was like something going on where there were like old men and like press and people in suits, and it was clear that like some sort of function was going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't run into the middle of it and go, "You're in big trouble, young lady." I would be like, "What is happening? Who
you
pulled this
wouldn't?
off?"
Oh,
I would
would. I would be making a
I would wait and
scene.
say, "What?" I would say, "I need to see this to the end."
You need to see it play
but
out.
she kind of did do that. Her mom did not like jump in and interfere. She did observe she did let the rest of the fashion show play out. She didn't interrupt. Like the son like cued her Christina Applegate in to be like, "Mom, sure." And so Christina Applegate's character was like, "I need to wrap this up. This is crazy." But the mom absolutely
I don't
stood
think
back.
so. I think the mom was like, "You're in big trouble," and just stood there in her little safari outfit and that
Did
lame
she
hat.
interrupt it? Did she interrupt it or shut it down? No, she did not.
Yes, she did, because then Christina Sue Ellen had to hurry it up and go, "Okay, that's it. Let's go." Boom, bam. No, she didn't just sneak in the background and go, "Okay,
No,
let me
she
see
went,
what
"You're
happens."
in big trouble, young lady."
Obviously interrupting the show and bringing it to a halt.
If my daughter has put on some sort of event where adult people in suits are here, I want to know what has happened.
No,
before I
you
enter
can
the fray.
find that out afterwards.
After,
She
no, that's
was
what
all-
I'm saying.
I would have
The show was-
stopped it.
I'm waiting.
The show was already interrupted because of the boyfriend crashing it, and she was wrapping up the models, and then the brother let her know. So like the show was already, the presentation was already on the decline.
Yeah. I would have
So-
still, the mom should have came in and be like, "Everybody out of my fucking house. You kids get the fuck inside."
No, well,
That's
what I'm
that's
saying,
what a real parent should have done.
No, I'm saying that she didn't do that. She didn't necessarily do everything that Brynne is saying she should have done. Like, let me just sit back and let it all go. But she also didn't go show up and be like, get the hell out of my house, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think the mom, especially since she's
Wait a minute, Lena. Are you saying the mom handled this right?
I'm saying the mom handled everything wrong except the very end.
Oh, I disagree with you. She handled the end.
She was
No.
like,
the
let me observe. No. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then when things started to deteriorate, that's when she was like, you're in big trouble.
No.
But then still she listened and was like,
I cannot believe you're defending the mom. I would have been. The mom should have stopped it, sent everybody home.
Oh no, I would have sat in the back and then afterwards I would have said,
school.
Let's talk about what's going on here.
Look,
they're having a full-fledged New York event with people flying.
I would have pulled out my chancla and started throwing it across the room at one of them.
So let's just focus. We've got Tony, who would be the strict parent. Brynne, who would be the all's cool, keep going with your pitch. And I'm the one who's actually siding with the in-between of let this play out a little bit. But then, I think I'm the most well-adjusted.
I don't know. No. I would have beat the crap out of those kids. Brynne's like, I'm not happy, dude. I'm not happy.
I just, I would never blow up my daughter's spot like that. Because I don't know what she's gotten herself into. And I feel like, let's get out of this situation first, and then we can dole out the punishment.
Or would you be like, you know what? You figured this out on your own. You caused this problem. Goodbye. You know what? I'm going to take another 2 months. I will see you in 2 months. You figure this out. Bye.
If my daughter managed to get a high-powered job.
And in a way, you got to go, okay.
I would say yes. Okay.
You're making more than me. Okay, no.
I'd be like, why the fuck didn't I figure this out?
Right? You're like, how the fuck did this 17-year-old?
Well, and also, how did she get my deadbeat son to cut his hair and clean his room and start cooking?
And why does she look better in my clothes?
She's a better mother than I ever was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would feel badly about that, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, you know what time it's for? For the other part of our show.
Dry martini.
Oui, monsieur.
Wait.
Dry martini.
3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily. Shake it over ice, and then add a thin slice of lemon peel.
It's drink. I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
Grace, give me a stinger.
Grace, give me a stinger is a part of the show where we are going to pair a cocktail and little nibblies that you want to have with this film. Who wants to go first? Who has a good pairing this week? Jonsey, go ahead.
Yes. So I'm going to do a sweet and dry confused martini.
Confused martini. Okay.
That's what I'm going to call it. Yeah, and maybe one day I'll order one at a bar and just watch the bartender's face go. So I'll call it a confused martini. Yeah. And then with that confused martini, I don't remember what the brand was, but I'm going to go with the other equally crappy brand of Totino's, that square ass gross pizza.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Totino's. What's the square pizza that is literally $2 at the grocery store? Oh. No, it's in the frozen.
I don't eat that.
Anybody?
I don't.
Anyway.
DiGiorno? Tombstone?
No.
If anyone is listening,
I think it was
Tombstone.
Tombstone is square.
Is it? I don't know. So you'd get cheap frozen pizza and a confused martini.
And a confused martini, because I feel like that also equals my late teen, early 20 years where I was trying to figure out how to exist and be cool.
Right? What about you, Brynne? What would you pair it with?
I would also do a martini.
Yeah.
And then I would do corn dogs, of course.
What kind of martini? Sweet, dry, something?
Both. Yeah, I would do both too. I do a sweet, dry martini.
I don't know why, but I would choose
corn dogs. I love a good corn dog.
I would choose champagne because I don't know why rose reminds me of champagne.
Yes, I like
and
that.
You said corn dog. I'd say chili dog.
Chili dog.
Yes.
Yes,
but
because
that would
that
be a
scene with the
horrible.
chili.
Yeah. A
You're
horrible
drinking
combo.
champagne. Producer Rob would not sleep in the same bed as you that
Oh
night.
God, no!
We're
Are you
having
kidding me?
champagne and
Or
chili
jelly
dogs.
beans. Or jelly beans.
Jelly beans,
Because of that
all
one
those
scene.
jelly beans.
Yeah,
You just them up.
exactly. Champagne and jelly beans. There you go.
I just want to say it is Totino's that makes the really gross square pizza.
Is Totino's the ones that do the pizza bites?
They do pizza rolls.
Oh,
too.
that's what it was. That's
They
what I
do
was thinking.
pizza rolls as well, but they also make this really gross rectangle.
Totino's, give us a sponsorship.
Yeah, we love your pizza.
I have
Here's
some in
the
my
thing,
freezer right now.
Totino's, we still eat it.
I have Totino's. I have it in my freezer right now. I have
Oh,
Totino's.
since we are
So do I.
talking the 90s, have you guys before we move on, have you guys seen the documentary on Hulu called Kids of the 90s?
No.
Go check it
Is
out.
that
It's
the one
very
with Soleil Moon Frye?
Yes, check it out. It's
Yes,
very
I've heard
interesting.
about it.
It's very interesting. Go check it out. Yeah,
So it's
but
basically all the stuff she filmed when she
Yep.
was
during the heyday of Punky, after Punky, through all the kids like Corey
let me hang out
Feldman.
with all the other 90s
Yeah,
kids
exactly.
and stars, and we're just trying to be normal.
Yeah.
No, I've heard great things. I want to watch it.
It's really good. It's very interesting. And the way she does it, and they have all of the actors that are still alive now, they all reminisce. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. Now we're gonna do name drop. Did anybody figure out how we're gonna
Brynne?
pair Josh Charles to Sigourney Weaver? Brynne?
By anybody, we literally mean
Brynne.
I didn't get it tonight. I was too in it.
didn't?
I didn't even
Okay,
think about it.
so here's how far I got.
Okay.
The guy from Good Wife, which is with the girl from ER who was in that movie.
Which girl from
where-
ER?
Juliana Margulies.
Juliana
Yes.
Margulies. Okay.
The main character in Good Wife, who was on Spirit Ship where everyone dies.
Yeah.
And that's where I got stumped. Because I figured there was people in Spirit Ship that surely had to be connected to Sigourney.
I couldn't figure it. I'm trying to think Sigourney movies. And
Ghostbusters.
Well, Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
there's
she's also in Avatar with Zoe Saldana.
yeah, and she was also in what is it, Heartbreakers, with Jennifer Love Hewitt, who is actually supposed to originally play Melissa in this movie, but didn't because she was contracted with Disney at the time.
I've never seen Heartbreakers.
Oh,
It's
never.
really good. We should do that on the podcast. It's fun.
It is. It's a fun movie. Oh, she was just in Bad Moms Christmas with the girl from 70s
yes.
Show. What is the girl that plays
Mila
Agatha?
Kunis.
Mila
Too.
Kunis.
Catherine Hine.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Catherine Hahn, who's also in.
Oh, she got excited. She's in WandaVision.
Scarlet Witch,
Yeah,
WandaVision. Yes, thank you.
She was. What? See, I didn't get it either. I got stuck after that.
I didn't even think about it.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
so
guys, I wrote it
audience, this means we're relying on
You put it down
You
in the
got
comments
to-
or
or DM us on instant messenger. You can also email us at filmspringapodcast@gmail.com. We are stumped. That means it's your opportunity and you will win a prize, which is nothing. But being mentioned.
hey, we'll say your name on
Our
the podcast.
respect.
I'll give you a shout out. There you go.
Respect.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll give you
So
a shout
now it is time for our grades. What did we give this last week? Do you guys remember? Jonsey, did you write it down?
Yes. Okay, so Tony gave it a B+,
Okay.
and Brynne gave it a solid B.
Brynne, are you changing your grade? Is it going up or down?
I'm going to take my nostalgia goggles off and I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to keep it at a B.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I give
It's
it a B minus or a B?
You gave it a B+.
A B plus. I'm dropping it to a B minus.
B minus.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't. It was still really good. I had fun with it, but being a little older now, I'm just like, okay, it's cute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
still like
same.
it, but it's not like some of the other films we revisited, Brynne, where it was very like, oh, it really took me back to like one of the movies that really, really influenced me as a teenager and young adult and all that. This one was kind of there. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a B.
It was fun.
B-.
It gave me some feelings.
Yeah, it
but
was
not-
fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brynne gave it. Brynne kept it the same. It's a B, right?
You
Yeah.
both kept it the same. Well,
I dropped it. I gave it a B minus.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonsey, what are you gonna give this film? A grade, and does it get a stamp in the Filmspringa passport?
So I feel embarrassed and like I should change my grade, but I give this an A.
Hey, that's fine if you give it an A.
good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed this movie. I feel like maybe part of my bias in giving it an A is because literally this is one that I've wanted to watch since I was a little kid. But I also feel like wanting to watch it, it didn't disappoint. Like
Oh, good.
I loved it. It was fun. Obviously it doesn't necessarily work in 2021, but I fully could put myself in 1991, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this
Will it
movie.
get a stamp in the Filmspringa passport?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
110%.
This is another question for you, Jonsey, because you kind of grew up in the late 90s. You were a kid, right?
Well,
Would
so
you say?
I was, just to age myself, I was born in 82.
Okay,
but
so you were
the 90s was my, like, all of my high school, middle school, and
good.
then late.
So do you think
Yeah.
this film, and this is probably for both of you really quick, do you think this film is a good representation of the 90s if somebody were to watch it?
No.
Yes,
Oh.
I think it is.
Okay.
No.
Really? No?
I think this is a better representation of the late 80s.
Oh, interesting. And Brynne, you think it's pretty 90s?
I think it's so peak 90s.
Yeah, kind of felt really, it reminded me a lot of stuff that we did in the 90s and how like the style and different things. Yeah.
One of the notes I did write was, man, I wanted Doc Martin so bad.
Her green Doc Martens? Yes.
Yep.
That was one of my things I remember.
So yeah, no,
Absolutely.
obviously this was a 90s film,
Yeah.
but like when I say 80s, I literally mean late
80s,
80s.
to
Like
early
that
90s,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
ready
No,
to talk
I
about
love this film.
Are you ready to talk about our next film? This is another one Jonsey has been wanting to watch for a very long time but hasn't.
I'm so excited.
And I love this film. I have very distinct memories of when I
Yes.
first watched it. Do you want to say what it is, Brynne? Shall we let everybody
Yes,
know?
it is Alien.
Yes, the original Alien,
Original.
1979's Alien was starring Sigourney Weaver. I'm so excited for this one.
I am very excited. It's been a little bit since I've seen it.
Me too.
so-
And I have very
Yeah.
strong feelings about this film. In a good
Yes,
way,
me
because
too.
I
Yeah.
was obsessed with the franchise for a long time. So,
Mhm.
Jonsey, I already know you kind of know what the film's about, so we probably should say that. So, Jonsey already kind of knows what the film is, but this is going to be exciting because you've heard about it, you've seen some of
Yeah.
the sequels, but you've
Yes, I
never
have.
seen where the film started. You've never seen the original.
I've seen obviously the big scene, you know, in the cafeteria
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. You know,
But never
I've
sat
seen
down,
the
watched it
scene
from
with
beginning
the
to end.
breathing and all that. Yeah. But no, I've never seen the original. I've never seen the second one. The first film I remember seeing is the one with Winona Ryder. And then I saw like the Prometheus where they're all in Antarctica. So I saw a lot of subsequent ones, but this is one of the films that I'm so excited about seeing. And
know. It's
I've
gonna
been
be fun.
needing a reason to watch it.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think it's
thrilled.
going to be a lot of fun because there's a lot. The whole franchise of Alien is so cool. And then you have the spin-offs, Alien versus Predator, all of those.
I know.
So it's going to be fun going back to the original Alien and rewatching it. And I'm excited for
Do
it.
our grades.
Yeah,
Tony,
what
for-
are you going to grade it, Brynne?
I'm gonna say A for
Oh,
sure.
I'm giving it an A+.
100.
It's still I think it still holds up. I've seen it
Yeah.
probably in the last couple years and still so good. I'm really excited for Jonsey to see this.
I know.
one.
I'm excited to
I'm
hear-
so excited.
But yeah, that is going to be our next film. We are going to do the 1979 Alien. But you can follow us anywhere you get podcasts. We are on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Podcasts. And on Apple Podcasts, leave us 5-star rating and a review. It helps us out a lot. You can email us at filmspringapodcast@gmail.com. Let us know any movie recommendations. Follow us on Instagram. It's Filmspringa. And that is it for us. Where is our closing music? I'm looking for it. We will see everybody next week with
Totino's
Aliens.
Pizza Rolls. Reach out to us.
Yes. We'll see everybody next week when we talk about aliens. Bye.